At T-Mobile, our critical mission is providing unparalleled 5G coverage for when connectivity is mission critical. Introducing T-Priority, America's best 5G network experience for first responders, even in times of congestion. More capacity, faster speeds, better coverage. T-Priority from T-Mobile, built for tomorrow's emergencies, ready today. Discover more at t-priority.com.
For qualifying organizations on eligible rate plans, coverage not available in some areas and may be impacted by emergencies.
Hey, Fidelity. How can I remember to invest every month?
With the Fidelity app, you can choose a schedule and set up recurring investments in stocks and ETFs.
Oh, that sounds easier than I thought.
You got this.
Yeah, I do. Now, where did I put my keys?
You will find them where you left them.
Investing involves risk, including risk of loss. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Today we're going to be talking about how you can start your food business and your food business journey with literally nothing, or as close to nothing as you can get. But before we talk about that, I want to remind you guys I'm going to be in Houston, Texas, July 29th and 30th of this year. I'm going to be a part of the Food Truck Owners Expo. I'm going to be giving 2 classes, one on menu profitability and one on marketing in the off season. In between those 2 classes, I'll be out on the main floor, be holding what they are calling campfire sessions. They have a little section set up just for me, for you guys to sit down and talk to me. We'll have tables and chairs, and you guys can sit and ask me all kind of questions about the food truck industry. Again, July 29th and 30th this year in Houston, Texas. Go to FTOexpo.com. Place your order for your tickets today, and when you do, put in code FTTG15 for a 15% discount. So starting with nothing, is that possible? Well, that's kind of a yes and a no. It's a catch-22. You got to have some cooking equipment to be able to cook food, but you may not have to go out and buy it right now. In some states, you can do what's known as cottage foods. Now, there are restrictions on cottage foods, but it can be done from your home kitchen with appliances that you currently have. All you have to do is follow whatever the rules and regulations are for your state. Many states don't even require a license or an inspection. Some states require a license and a brief inspection, and then some states just require you pay them a little bit of money, and now you have a license to be a cottage food vendor. Each state has a little bit different rules on where you can sell. Some places it can be out of your house. Some places you have to go to a retail area and sell from there, like a flea market or a farmer's market, or just sitting up on the side of the road. And still yet other places will allow you to vend online. You can take online orders. You can deliver. You can do that kind of thing. You can build yourself up a tidy little business. Just understand that cottage foods are often restricted to baked goods that don't need refrigeration, herb mixes, dried food mixes, hard candies, cookies, that type of thing. Again, things that do not need refrigeration, because you're going to be holding them out for the public to be able to see. It also is not served hot. It is served at room temperature. So it's an easy way to get started. In Florida, you can buy a box of brownie mix, cut up the brownies, wrap them up, put the little sticker on them that says this was made in the kitchen without benefit of a inspection, and then you can go to a farmer's market and sell them. Sell enough of those and you can work your way into the next step. But cottage foods is a viable way. You can check into food meal prep. Some states are relaxing the rules to where you're not actually cooking the food, but you're prepping the food and then selling it to other people that are going to be cooking it when they get it home. And there are a lot of people that want it to be easy. They want to just go in, buy a tray of food, take it home, and throw it in the microwave, heat it up. There are people that are doing pretty decent with that. Again, you got to check with your rules and regulations in your state to see if this is something that can be done at home, or if it's something that you have to rent a commercial kitchen to do. Even renting a commercial kitchen could get you started. And if you've built up enough clientele, you can make a whole bunch of money at that and maybe never move into owning a food truck or a food trailer. Because again, there are a lot of people that seem to have lost the ability to cook their own food, and they need someone else to do all the prep work for them and just give them instructions so they can microwave it or they can heat it up in a conventional oven. In any case, another low threshold to get into the business. If all you got to do is get a couple of licenses and rent commercial kitchen, you're talking into the business for less than $1,000, maybe even less than $500. But what about moving into a tent or a hot dog cart? Those have low thresholds of cost, and they also have easier ways to get licensed. So let's start with a tent. In many cases, you can just get a tent with tables and chairs. All the tent has to be is flame retardant, and your equipment on those tables could be home equipment being powered by a small generator. Certainly you can do hot dogs that way. It may not be the most elegant hot dog, but it can be done. You get one of those crock pots that have 3 different small pots in it, one for hot dogs that are cooked and ready to serve, one for hot dogs that are heating up, and then one for chili, and you're good to go. Allow the sun to steam the buns inside the plastic, and you've got a decent hot dog. You can get temporary event permits, which will allow you to set up when there's other things going on. You're having a local fair or festival, and you can just have a temporary permit set up. The threshold to get into a temporary permit is much, much lower than having an annual food license. Another way to get into the business. Get yourself started, start to build up that little nest egg so you can afford the next step up for you, whatever that step is. Is it getting a trailer? Is it buying a full-fledged truck? Or maybe you just want to get a hot dog cart and make your life a little bit easier than being under a tent. Then you could use a tent just to provide shade for your hot dog cart. That's what I did. I had a fairly sizable tent, put my hot dog cart completely under it, had a couple of tables around me, made myself my own little workstation so people couldn't bug me, and then I used the hot dog cart as a cooking appliance. It can be done. You just got to understand, again, what the rules and regulations are in your state to make this happen. So if you're going to get into the food business, low cost, you want to have a plan. So part of that plan is going to be checking the rules and regulations. What can you do that's legally allowed in your state? And write down how much is it going to cost you to get whatever permitting process there is. Again, jumping back to the cottage food example, some states you don't need a permit at all, don't need an inspection. You just start. Florida, you can just start. Other states, you got to have a little minor inspection. Other states, you have to have a permit, very low cost permit, but still you have to have a permit. Get those things out of the way if you're going to do cottage foods. And then as you're doing the cottage foods, have a budget in mind of how much money you're setting aside out of your profits that goes towards your ultimate dream, whatever that ultimate dream is. If you're going to be doing a food truck or food trailer, if you want to get a hot dog cart, you want to just move up to a tent. All of those things have a dollar amount assigned to them, and you need to have a budget to work out how long it's going to take you to do or achieve that goal. So from a tent vendor, you can become a hot dog cart vendor, or if you want to make the big jump up to a food truck or food trailer, again, you got to have that goal in mind. How much money is it going to take? Am I going to finance the thing, so I need to save up a down payment? Am I going to just buy it outright and build it myself as I go? What's your plan going to be? Once you write down the plan and you start working towards it, you get excited about, hey, I need to go out. I got to make money today. Once you have those goals in mind, you don't allow yourself to stop. You wake up in the morning and go, I need to be out selling. So you go out selling. It's the only way you're going to achieve that ultimate goal, whatever it is. Food truck, food trailer, hot dog cart, doesn't matter. You have to get out and do whatever your plan is, and you need to have that monetary plan. I need to set aside $100 a week to buy equipment. I need to set aside $200 a week, whatever it takes. Have that plan worked out. Because I can promise you, if you sit there and think about it and don't ever take any action on it, you'll be thinking about it a year from now. Man, what if I'd have started last year? So start right now. Start making those phone calls. Start talking to people. Find out how much it's going to cost you if your state even charges for you to have a cottage food license. Start baking. Start creating cookies. Start creating something that you can sell and get out there and sell it. Even if you only make $20 a week, at least you're making $20 a week. But how much would you be making if you don't really get out and do anything? The math on that would be zero. So have that plan. And then follow the rules and regulations. That's something I really, really stress. I know there are people that cook things they should not be cooking in their home kitchens, going on Facebook and selling them. At some point, they are going to kill someone. And when that happens, all of us that are in mobile vending are going to be suffering, because they will create that poster child out of that illegal activity as a reason for the rules to become more strict, because, you know, those food trucks that are just roach coaches, we don't need those in our city. So follow the rules, follow the regulations, get yourself whatever permits are required, and then take food management certification. Whether your state requires it or not, just take it. You need it. You need to understand what you're getting into. It's an investment in yourself. But again, have that plan. How much money can I set aside so that I can achieve the dream that I have? And the dream should not be creating a job. The dream should be creating a business so that you don't have to be out working with your hands every single day for the remainder of your life. You'll teach other people how to work with their hands so they can create a business for themselves someday. You got to start somewhere. And if you have nothing today, figure out how you can get started. Can you do cottage foods? Maybe you're lucky enough that your state only requires that little sticker that says, hey, this food was not prepared in a commercially inspected kitchen. Start selling something. Baked goods, cookies, hard candies. Save up enough money to get yourself the next logical step for you. Do meal prep. Rent a commercial kitchen. Do meal prep. There are people that started out doing meal prep that have moved into commercial kitchens, and that's all they do. They don't have a dining room. They don't have a drive-thru. They don't have anything else in that restaurant except commercial kitchen for people to come and pick up food that's already prepared for them, already portioned out, and all they got to do is microwave it. Big business doing meal prep. And then if you have specialty meal prep, that's even better. But again, the idea is you get out and start doing something. Make a plan and then get it done.